It's like not sold, but we got the offer, we got the earnest money.
Got the offer, but did they got the earnest money?
Oh yes, earnest money is cleared.
The sister wives world just got turned completely upside down, and you're not going to believe who actually bought Coyote Pass. After years of watching Kody Brown's polygamous empire crumble piece by piece, the final nail in the coffin has been hammered in with a sale that nobody saw coming. Sources close to the Brown family are revealing explosive details about the mystery buyers who swooped in with cold, hard cash. And let me tell you, the identity of these new owners has left everyone absolutely stunned.
We have a full offer with earnest money. We're going to close on Coyote Pass soon, and it's for the whole thing.
Wow.
We're talking about a power couple from Scottsdale, Arizona, who didn't just buy the land, they completely blindsided the Browns with their connections and motivations. Word on the street suggests this wasn't just some random real estate investment. Industry insiders are whispering about deeper connections that could change everything we thought we knew about this sale. For those who've been following this train wreck, Coyote Pass was supposed to be the Browns' forever home, their polygamous paradise where Kody could live out his patriarch fantasies with his 4 wives and 18 children spread across multiple houses. Instead, it became the epicenter of family destruction, bitter legal battles, and financial ruin that ultimately tore the family apart.
This is really happening. Wow.
Are you okay with that?
It's hard for me. It's a little sad for me.
We just can't keep holding on.
I know.
There's no wishing it back. There's no...
I know.
The 14-acre property in Flagstaff, Arizona was purchased back in 2018 for $820,000, but after 3 wives divorced Kody and years of legal warfare over ownership rights, the land became more like a curse than a blessing. Janelle lived in an RV on the barren property for months, Mary fought tooth and nail for her fair share, and Christine walked away for just $10 rather than deal with the drama anymore. Now, after all that chaos, some mysterious buyers have emerged from the shadows with $1.5 million cash in hand. That's nearly $700,000 in profit for a family that couldn't even manage to build a single foundation on the land in 7 years. But here's where it gets really wild. Sources are claiming the buyers aren't just random investors. These people allegedly have connections that run deeper than anyone imagined. Palace insiders whisper that when Kody found out who actually purchased his dream property, he went into complete meltdown mode. We're talking about the kind of reaction that had Robyn scrambling to pick up the pieces of his shattered ego. The man who thought he was some kind of real estate mogul just discovered he got completely outplayed by buyers who knew exactly what they were doing. Reports are surfacing that suggest this Scottsdale couple didn't just want any piece of land. They specifically targeted Coyote Pass for reasons that go beyond simple real estate investment. Industry sources hint at connections to the reality television world that could completely rewrite the narrative of this entire saga. But that's just the beginning of this explosive story. The real tea is about to spill regarding how these mystery buyers managed to pull off what might be the most strategic land purchase in reality TV history, leaving the Brown family wondering how they got so completely outsmarted. The details of this Coyote Pass sale are absolutely mind-blowing, and the more you dig into the timeline, the more suspicious everything becomes. We're talking about a lightning-fast transaction that happened so quickly it left the Brown family's heads spinning. According to property records that have just been made public, this entire deal went from offer to closing in a matter of days, not the typical months that real estate transactions usually take. Here's where things get really interesting. The mystery buyers didn't just make an offer. They came in with an all-cash deal for the full asking price of $1.5 million. No financing contingencies, no inspection periods, no negotiations. They wanted this land and they wanted it immediately. Industry sources are claiming this kind of aggressive purchasing behavior suggests these weren't ordinary buyers looking for a vacation home. The sale officially closed on April 14th, with Kody and Robyn signing the paperwork on April 9th, followed by Janelle and Mary signing just 1 day later on April 10th. But here's what's really explosive about this timeline. Sources close to the situation reveal that the Browns had absolutely no idea who was making this offer until the very last minute. Rumor has it that the buyers worked through intermediaries and legal representatives, keeping their identities completely hidden throughout the entire negotiation process. This level of secrecy has reality TV insiders buzzing with theories about what's really going on here. You don't go to these lengths to hide your identity unless you're planning something major. The financial breakdown of this sale is where things get really juicy. According to public records, the property was divided into 4 separate parcels for the sale. The first parcel, a 2.42-acre plot owned by Kody and Robyn, sold for $305,000. The second parcel, also 2.42 acres but owned 50-50 by Mary and Janelle, went for another $305,000. But the real money was in the larger parcels. The third chunk of land, 4.48 acres, owned 50% by Kody and Robyn, with 25% each going to Mary and Janelle, sold for $400,000. The final and largest parcel, 5.16 acres with the same ownership split, commanded $490,000. Word on the street suggests that when these mystery buyers first expressed interest in the property, they knew exactly what they were getting. Sources claim they had done extensive research, not just on the land itself, but on the Brown family's financial situation and legal battles. This wasn't some random real estate browsing that led to an impulse purchase. Palace insiders whisper that the speed of this transaction caught even the Browns' legal teams off guard. After years of bitter fighting over ownership percentages and property rights, suddenly everything was moving at breakneck speed toward a conclusion that nobody saw coming. The cash payment aspect has raised eyebrows throughout the real estate community in Flagstaff. Properties in this price range typically involve financing, inspections, and lengthy due diligence periods. But these buyers bypassed all of that, suggesting they either have serious money to burn or serious reasons for wanting this specific piece of land immediately. The identity of Coyote Pass's new owners is sending shockwaves through both the Sister Wives fan base and the broader reality television community. According to property records and insider sources, the mystery buyers are revealed to be a wealthy power couple from Scottsdale, Arizona, who have deep pockets and even deeper connections that nobody saw coming. Sources close to the transaction are describing the buyers as a sophisticated duo in their 50s who've made their fortune in multiple business ventures. But here's where things get absolutely explosive. Industry insiders are whispering that this couple isn't just randomly wealthy, they allegedly have ties to the entertainment industry that could completely change the game for what happens to Coyote Pass next. Palace sources reveal that the male buyer is reportedly a successful entrepreneur who's built multiple companies from the ground up, while his wife has connections to media production and content creation. Together, they represent the kind of power couple that doesn't just buy land for vacation homes. They buy land with strategic vision and long-term plans that could blow everyone's minds. But what's really got the rumor mill spinning is speculation about their motivations for specifically targeting this property. Real estate experts in the Flagstaff area are scratching their heads because Coyote Pass isn't exactly prime development land. It's rural, it needs significant infrastructure investment for utilities, and it's been sitting undeveloped for 7 years. So why would sophisticated investors pay premium prices for what essentially amounts to raw land in the middle of nowhere? Reports are surfacing that suggest these buyers did extensive research not just on the property itself, but on the Brown family's entire history with the land. Sources claim they knew about every legal battle, every ownership dispute, and every financial struggle the family went through. This level of due diligence suggests they weren't just buying land, they were buying a story, a narrative, and potentially a future that could involve the entertainment industry. Industry insiders are buzzing with theories about what this couple might be planning. Some speculate they could be developing the land into a luxury retreat or event venue that capitalizes on the Sister Wives connection. Others whisper about potential reality television projects that could use Coyote Pass as a filming location or central setting. The timing of this purchase is also raising eyebrows among those in the know. With the Sister Wives show potentially winding down due to Kody's fractured relationships with his former wives, having new owners who understand the entertainment value of this property could open up completely new storytelling possibilities. Word on the street suggests that when Kody first learned about the buyers' backgrounds and potential plans, his reaction was pure devastation mixed with rage. Here was his former dream property, the land he thought would cement his polygamous legacy, potentially being transformed into something that could overshadow everything he tried to build. Sources close to Robyn reveal that she's been privately expressing concerns about what these new owners might do with the land. After years of holding on to dreams about building their family compound, the idea that strangers with entertainment industry connections now control their former paradise is reportedly eating her alive. But perhaps most shocking of all are the whispers about potential collaboration opportunities that these buyers might be exploring, opportunities that could involve former Brown family members in ways that would leave Kody completely sidelined. When Kody Brown first learned the true identity of Coyote Pass's mystery buyers, sources say his reaction was nothing short of explosive. We're talking about a complete meltdown that had Robyn scrambling to manage the fallout, while Kody spiraled into what insiders describe as one of his most devastating emotional crashes yet. According to Palace sources, Kody had been desperately trying to maintain some level of control over the sale process right up until the final moments. Word on the street suggests he was making frantic phone calls to real estate agents and legal representatives, trying to find out who was behind the cash offer that seemed too good to be true. But here's here's where things get really wild. Industry insiders reveal that Kody allegedly attempted some last-minute power plays to either delay the sale or somehow insert himself into negotiations with the buyers. Sources claim he was exploring options to potentially partner with the mystery purchasers, thinking he could leverage his reality TV fame into some kind of ongoing involvement with the property. The desperation in Kody's actions during those final days was reportedly heartbreaking to witness. This is a man who'd spent 7 years trying to build his polygamous paradise on this land, only to watch his family fall apart and his dreams crumble into legal battles and financial nightmares. Now strangers with deep pockets were swooping in to claim what he'd never been able to achieve. Sources close to the situation reveal that when Kody finally learned about the buyer's entertainment industry connections, his devastation turned into pure rage. Palace insiders whisper that he went on explosive rants about being outsmarted by people who understood the value of his story better than he did. But perhaps most shocking of all were Kody's alleged attempts to sabotage the sale in its final hours. Reports are surfacing that suggest he tried to create legal complications or find technicalities that could delay the closing. Industry sources claim he was grasping at any possible strategy to maintain some level of control over a situation that had completely escaped his grasp. Robyn's role during this chaos has been equally dramatic. Sources reveal that she was caught between supporting her husband's increasingly erratic behavior and recognizing that fighting this sale would be financial suicide for their family. Word on the street suggests she spent those final days trying to talk Kody down from increasingly desperate schemes. The emotional toll on Robyn was reportedly devastating. This woman had spent years holding on to dreams about building their forever home on Coyote Pass, creating a space where she and Kody could raise their children in polygamous bliss. Now she was watching those dreams get sold to strangers for cash, while her husband melted down in real time. Palace insiders whisper that Robyn's attempts to calm Kody during this period led to some of their most explosive fights yet. She allegedly tried to convince him that taking the money and moving on was their best option, while he reportedly accused her of giving up on their shared vision too easily. Industry sources suggest that Kody's final desperate move was attempting to contact the mystery buyers directly, hoping to appeal to them as fellow entrepreneurs who might understand his situation. But by then, the sale was already finalized, the money was already transferred, and Coyote Pass officially belonged to someone else. The reality of what had happened hit Kody like a freight train, and sources say his reaction was unlike anything Robyn had ever witnessed from him before. The financial breakdown of the Coyote Pass sale is absolutely explosive, and when you see how the money was divided, you'll understand why Kody and Robyn are reportedly seething behind closed doors. This isn't just about real estate profits. This is about revenge served ice cold by two women who spent years getting screwed over by Kody's manipulative property schemes. Here's where things get really juicy. Just weeks before the sale was finalized, there was a massive shakeup in the property ownership that completely changed who would get what from the proceeds. Sources reveal that Janelle and Mary orchestrated what can only be described as the perfect legal chess move against Kody and Robyn. According to property records, the ownership was restructured so that instead of Kody controlling the majority of the land, the division became much more equal. Kody and Robyn ended up with 50% of the total sale proceeds, while Janelle grabbed 25% and Mary secured her own 25%. But here's the kicker that's got industry insiders buzzing with excitement. Word on the street suggests this restructuring wasn't some friendly family negotiation. Palace sources whisper that Janelle and Mary came armed with lawyers and legal threats that forced Kody's hand. Remember, this is the same man who tried to get Mary to sign a non-disclosure agreement just to get her fair share of the property. Now the tables had completely turned. The numbers tell an incredible story of sweet revenge. From the total $1.5 million sale, Kody and Robyn walked away with approximately $750,000. Meanwhile, Janelle pocketed around $375,000, and Mary secured the same amount for herself. But here's what makes this even more delicious. Sources close to the situation reveal that Kody had been planning to use his majority ownership to potentially screw over both Janelle and Mary in any future sale. Industry insiders claim he thought he could force them to accept whatever terms he offered since his name was on most of the property deeds. Instead, both women played the long game perfectly. Reports suggest Janelle and Mary coordinated their legal strategies, ensuring that when the time came to sell, they wouldn't be at Kody's mercy. The restructured ownership deals that were signed in March basically guaranteed they'd get fair market value for their investments. Palace insiders whisper that when Kody realized how much money Janelle and Mary would be walking away with, his reaction was pure fury. This is a man who spent years trying to control every aspect of his wives' financial futures, only to watch them outmaneuver him in the final moments. The timing of these ownership changes is particularly savage. Sources reveal that Janelle had been quietly working with attorneys for months, building a legal case that would protect her interests regardless of what Kody tried to pull. Meanwhile, Mary's decision to seek legal representation earlier this year suddenly makes perfect sense. For Janelle, this money represents complete financial freedom from Kody's manipulation. She's already moved to North Carolina and started her new flower farming business with her daughter Madison. That $375,000 payout gives her the independence she's been fighting for. Mary's portion of the sale proceeds is equally significant. After years of being treated like the forgotten wife who only deserved scraps, she's walking away with a substantial nest egg that validates everything she fought for. Meanwhile, Kody and Robyn are left with the reality that their former sister wives just secured the ultimate victory in this 7-year battle. The real bombshell about these mystery buyers isn't just who they are, but why they specifically targeted Coyote Pass in the first place. Industry insiders are spilling explosive tea about motivations that go far beyond simple real estate investment, and when you hear what these people are allegedly planning, your jaw is going to hit the floor. Sources close to the entertainment industry are revealing that this Scottsdale power couple didn't just stumble across the sister wives' property listing and decide to make an impulse purchase. Word on the street suggests they've been watching the Brown family drama unfold for months, if not years, waiting for exactly the right moment to strike. Palace insiders whisper that the buyers have deep connections to reality television production companies and streaming platforms that are constantly hunting for compelling content and unique filming locations. Here's where things get absolutely wild. Reports are surfacing that suggest these buyers might be planning to transform Coyote Pass into something that could completely revolutionize how reality TV stories are told. According to industry sources, the property's history as the center of one of reality television's most dramatic family implosions makes it incredibly valuable for content creation. We're not just talking about building vacation homes here. Rumor has it these buyers see Coyote Pass as the perfect setting for new programming that could capitalize on the sister wives' legacy while creating entirely fresh narratives. But here's the most explosive part of this story. Sources are claiming that the mystery buyers have allegedly been in contact with some of the former Brown family members about potential collaboration opportunities. Industry insiders hint that Christine, Janelle, or even Mary might be involved in whatever these buyers are planning for the property. Think about the strategic genius of this move. You've got 14 acres of undeveloped land that's already famous in the reality TV world, combined with buyers who understand how to monetize that fame into content that could generate ongoing revenue streams. Reports suggest they're not just buying real estate, they're buying intellectual property, brand recognition, and storytelling opportunities. Word on the street indicates that these buyers have been quietly studying the sister wives phenomenon, analyzing what worked about the show's early seasons and what ultimately led to its decline. Palace sources whisper that they believe they can create new content around Coyote Pass that captures the family drama and relationship dynamics that made Sister Wives compelling without the toxic patriarchal structure that destroyed the Browns. The timing of this purchase becomes even more interesting when you consider that Sister Wives as a show is potentially winding down due to Kody's fractured relationships with his former wives. Industry insiders suggest that these buyers might be positioning themselves to fill that content void with programming that could appeal to the same audience while offering fresh perspectives. Sources close to the situation reveal that when Kody learned about the potential entertainment industry connections, his devastation reached new levels. Here's a man who spent years thinking he was the star of his own show, only to discover that strangers understood the commercial value of his story better than he ever did. Reports suggest that Robyn's reaction to these revelations was equally intense. The idea that Coyote Pass could become a filming location for content that doesn't center around Kody's vision allegedly sent her into emotional tailspins about losing control of their narrative. But perhaps most intriguing are the whispers about potential partnerships with former Brown family members who might be interested in reclaiming their stories on their own terms, without Kody's manipulation or control. Janelle Brown just pulled off what might be the most spectacular revenge plot in Sister Wives history, and the way she orchestrated her escape from Kody's financial manipulation is absolutely brilliant. Sources close to the situation are revealing that everything Janelle has done over the past year has been building toward this moment when she could finally secure her independence and leave Kody scrambling in the dust. The strategic timing of Janelle's moves is pure genius when you break it down. While Kody was busy playing power games and trying to control the property ownership, Janelle was quietly working with attorneys to ensure she'd get maximum payout when the time came to sell. Industry insiders reveal that she knew exactly what she was doing when she pushed for the ownership restructuring that happened just weeks before the sale. Here's what makes Janelle's victory even sweeter. Sources whisper that she had advanced knowledge about potential buyers being interested in the property, which gave her the perfect leverage to demand fair treatment from Kody and Robyn. Word on the street suggests she basically told them they could either agree to equal ownership splits or risk losing the sale entirely while she fought them in court. The financial freedom that Janelle secured from this sale is staggering. That $375,000 payout represents complete independence from Kody's manipulation and control. Palace insiders reveal that she's already used some of those proceeds to expand her flower farming business in North Carolina, turning her escape from polygamy into a thriving entrepreneurial venture. But what's really got people talking is how Janelle managed to position herself perfectly for life after Sister Wives. Reports suggest that her move to North Carolina wasn't just about getting away from Kody's toxic behavior. Industry sources hint that she's been exploring media opportunities and business ventures that could capitalize on her newfound independence. The contrast between Janelle's strategic thinking and Kody's desperate scrambling is absolutely stunning. While he was trying to figure out last-minute schemes to maintain control, she was already 3 steps ahead with legal protections and exit strategies that guaranteed she'd come out on top. Sources close to the situation reveal that Janelle's relationship with her daughter Madison played a crucial role in her escape plan. Moving within 30 minutes of Madison in North Carolina gave Janelle both emotional support and business partnership opportunities that Kody could never provide. The flower farming venture they're building together represents everything Kody promised but never delivered. Palace insiders whisper that Janelle's reaction to learning about the mystery buyer's potential entertainment connections was pure satisfaction. Here's a woman who spent years being sidelined in her own family's reality show, now watching strangers recognize the value of stories that don't center around Kody's patriarchal fantasies. The timing of Janelle's property sale couldn't have been more perfect for maximum impact on Kody's ego. Just as he was dealing with the emotional devastation of losing Coyote Pass to strangers, he also had to face the reality that Janelle had outmaneuvered him financially and was building a successful new life without him. Industry sources suggest that Janelle's victory lap isn't over yet. Reports indicate she's been exploring opportunities to share her story of escaping polygamy and building financial independence on her own terms. The success of her North Carolina venture could become a blueprint for other women seeking to break free from controlling relationships. Word on the street suggests that Kody's reaction to Janelle's complete independence has been pure devastation mixed with rage at being so thoroughly outplayed by someone he thought he could control forever. Mary Brown's transformation from forgotten wife to legal warrior has been absolutely explosive to witness, and the way she secured her piece of the Coyote Pass pie represents the ultimate vindication after years of being treated like garbage by Kody and Robyn. Sources close to the situation reveal that Mary's decision to lawyer up wasn't just about money. It was about finally standing up for herself after decades of psychological manipulation. The legal strategy that Mary employed in the final months before the sale was nothing short of brilliant. Industry insiders whisper that she'd been quietly building a case for months, documenting every instance where Kody had tried to screw her over financially. From the attempted non-disclosure agreement to his schemes to sell the property out from under her, Mary had receipts for everything. Palace sources reveal that when Mary finally unleashed her attorneys on Kody and Robyn, their reaction was pure panic. Here was the woman they'd been treating as the weak link in their property ownership chain, suddenly showing up with legal firepower that threatened to expose all of Kody's shady dealing tactics. The emotional journey that led to Mary's final stand has been heartbreaking to watch unfold. Sources close to the situation describe a woman who'd spent years being gaslit and manipulated into believing she didn't deserve fair treatment from the family she'd helped build. But something shifted when she realized that Kody was actively trying to silence her with legal agreements designed to protect his reputation. Word on the street suggests that Mary's breaking point came when she fully understood how much money was at stake in the Coyote Pass sale. After contributing financially to the family for decades and getting minimal return on her investments, the prospect of being cheated out of hundreds of thousands of dollars in sale proceeds finally pushed her into action. The legal maneuvering that secured Mary's 25% ownership stake represents one of the most satisfying comebacks comebacks in Sister Wives history. Industry sources reveal that her attorneys basically told Kody he could either agree to fair ownership splits or face expensive litigation that would delay the sale indefinitely and expose his financial manipulation tactics publicly. But here's what makes Mary's victory even more meaningful. Sources whisper that she'd been coordinating strategy with Janelle, ensuring that both women would present a united front against Kody's attempts to control the sale proceeds. The sisterhood that polygamy was supposed to create finally emerged when they needed to protect themselves from Kody's greed. Palace insiders reveal that Mary's emotional state during the final property negotiations was a mixture of determination and devastation. While she was fighting for financial justice, she was also mourning the complete death of any remaining connection to the Brown family that had defined her adult life. The $375,000 that Mary secured from the sale represents more than just money. Sources close to the situation describe it as validation that she deserved better treatment than she'd received for years. This payout gives her the financial freedom to fully embrace her new life running Lizzie's Heritage Inn in Utah without any dependence on Kody's approval. Reports suggest that when the sale was finalized and Mary's check cleared, her reaction was pure relief mixed with grief. She'd finally secured justice for herself, but the cost had been the complete destruction of relationships she'd spent decades trying to preserve. Industry insiders hint that Mary's newfound financial independence might open doors to sharing her story of escaping psychological manipulation through legal empowerment, potentially inspiring other women in similar situations. The emotional devastation that Robyn Brown experienced after losing Coyote Pass has been absolutely heartbreaking to witness, and sources close to the situation reveal that her meltdown in the aftermath of the sale was unlike anything anyone had ever seen from Kody's remaining wife. We're talking about a complete psychological collapse from a woman who'd spent years believing she was building her forever home with the man she loved. Palace insiders whisper that Robyn's reaction to the sale went far beyond simple disappointment. Industry sources describe explosive emotional outbursts that had her blaming everyone from Janelle and Mary to the mystery buyers themselves for destroying her dreams of polygamous paradise. But here's where things get really dark. Reports suggest that Robyn's anger eventually turned toward Kody himself. The blame game that erupted between Robyn and Kody in the weeks following the sale has allegedly been their most toxic period yet. Sources close to the situation reveal that Robyn accused Kody of mismanaging the property situation so badly that they lost everything they'd worked toward. She reportedly screamed at him about how his treatment of his other wives directly led to the legal battles that forced them to sell. But what's really got industry insiders talking is how this sale has exposed cracks in Kody and Robyn's relationship that nobody saw coming. Word on the street suggests that Robyn had been holding on to fantasies about eventually reconciling with the other wives and rebuilding some version of their plural family on Coyote Pass. The sale to strangers completely shattered those delusions. Sources reveal that Robyn's emotional state became so unstable after the sale that she started lashing out at anyone who suggested they should be grateful for the financial windfall. Palace insiders whisper that she went into rages about how the money could never replace the family compound dreams she'd been nurturing for years. The impact on Robyn's children has been particularly devastating to witness. Reports suggest that her kids had also been invested in the idea of building their forever home on Coyote Pass, and watching their mother's complete emotional breakdown over losing that future has created trauma that could last for years. Industry sources hint that Robyn's meltdown reached its peak when she learned about the mystery buyer's potential entertainment industry connections. The idea that strangers might use Coyote Pass for content creation that could overshadow her own family's story allegedly sent her into psychological tailspins that Kody struggled to manage. Word on the street suggests that Robyn's blame toward Janelle and Mary has reached toxic levels that could permanently destroy any remaining relationships. Sources close to the situation reveal that she's been privately expressing beliefs that the other wives coordinated their legal strategies specifically to hurt her and Kody rather than protect their own interests. But perhaps most telling is how Robyn's reaction to the sale has affected her relationship with Kody. Palace insiders whisper that she's been questioning whether staying loyal to him was worth sacrificing relationships with the other wives, who might have protected the family's interests better than Kody did. The financial reality of their situation is also hitting Robyn hard. While $750,000 sounds like a lot of money, sources suggest she's realizing that building a new polygamous paradise somewhere else would cost far more than their share of the sale proceeds. Reports indicate that Robyn's emotional volatility following the sale has forced Kody to confront the possibility that his remaining marriage might not survive the aftermath of losing everything he promised to build for their family. The sale of Coyote Pass marks the definitive end of the Brown family as we knew them, but industry insiders are buzzing with explosive theories about what comes next that could completely reshape the reality television landscape. The mystery buyers didn't just purchase 14 acres of undeveloped land, they bought themselves a piece of reality TV history, and sources suggest their plans for the property could blow everyone's minds. According to entertainment industry sources, the Scottsdale power couple's vision for Coyote Pass goes far beyond simple real estate development. Word on the street suggests they're exploring opportunities to transform the property into a content creation hub that could serve multiple purposes. We're talking about potential filming locations, retreat centers, or even educational facilities focused on family dynamics and relationship recovery. But here's where things get really wild. Palace insiders whisper that the new owners have been quietly reaching out to former Brown family members about potential collaboration opportunities. Sources hint that Christine, Janelle, or Mary might be interested in projects that allow them to reclaim their narratives without Kody's patriarchal control or manipulation. The timing of this ownership change couldn't be more perfect for creating fresh content opportunities. With sister wives potentially winding down due to Kody's fractured relationships, there's a massive audience hungry for authentic stories about women breaking free from controlling situations and building independent lives. Industry sources suggest that the mystery buyers understand something that Kody never grasped. The real compelling content isn't about polygamous patriarchy, it's about resilience, female empowerment, and the journey from manipulation to independence that Janelle, Mary, and Christine have all experienced. Reports are surfacing that suggest the new owners might be planning programming that follows women who've escaped controlling relationships as they build new lives and heal from psychological trauma. Coyote Pass could become the perfect setting for this kind of transformative content. For the Brown family members, this sale represents completely different futures. Janelle is thriving in North Carolina with her flower farming business and newfound independence. Mary is successfully running her bed and breakfast in Utah while exploring opportunities to share her story of legal empowerment. Christine is happily remarried and building a completely new life far from polygamous drama. Meanwhile, Kody and Robyn are left grappling with the reality that their dreams of polygamous paradise have been completely shattered. Sources suggest they're struggling to figure out what their future looks like when everything they planned has been sold to strangers who might understand the value of their story better than they ever did. The financial windfall from the sale gives each family member different opportunities. For the women who escaped Kody's control, it represents seed money for independent ventures and fresh starts. For Kody and Robyn, it's a reminder of everything they lost through mismanagement and toxic relationship dynamics. But perhaps most intriguing are the whispers about potential reunion content that could bring former family members together on their own terms. Sources hint that the mystery buyers might be interested in facilitating healing conversations or reconciliation processes that could provide closure for relationships damaged by years of patriarchal manipulation. The legacy of Coyote Pass is being completely rewritten by new owners who understand that the real story was never about building a polygamous compound. It was always about the women who found the strength to choose themselves over toxic family dynamics, and that story is far from over. Drop your thoughts below about what you think these mystery buyers are really planning. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned because the next video is waiting and you won't believe what's coming next.